Stick you di domagi and welcome to the Godfather Minute. My name is Alex Robinson.
And my name is Flabbergasted. Do you know what you really just said in Sicilian?
I mean, that means 100 piece for 100 years.
Oh, well, I'm going to bring in our Sicilian consultant, Antonino Consiglio. He'll tell you what stick you di domagi means.
You have a wartime consiglio. Look what I got.
I have a wartime Sicilian consultant, language consultant. Look what you got.
We're talking about minute 114 of The Godfather.
Yep.
Today. Talking about minute 114.
Oh, that's my cue. Alex, repeat after me. E minuto.
E minuto.
Numero.
Numero.
This is a long one.
This is a long one.
No. You didn't need to repeat that.
No, you don't. Oh, okay.
114.
What? Oh, boy. Cento?
Uh-huh.
Could you say it again?
Sure. 14.
14.
You got it.
114.
Yeah, 114.
14. Is that last bit that's
Yeah,
14?
Dici with a D.
Dici.
Yeah.
Like 10 plus 4.
That's it.
Yeah, 4 plus 10.
4 plus 10.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
They do it backwards. They do the small number, then they add it to 10.
Yeah, it's like how they put the noun first and then the adjectives. Which actually makes sense to me. Well, because you don't know what you're describing. Like if I say to you, I saw a blue, you would know if I was going to say car, if I was going to say bird or automobile or truck. You don't know what I'm going to say.
It's more efficient, but it's more poetic when you have the adjective first. I just saw a blue. It leaves you hanging. It brings the listener in. Right? Is it a blue what? Is it a blue book? Is it a blue bird?
Talk to me. Well,
I'd like to find out what this blue thing is by the end of the month.
Well, I will talk to you. I will talk to you about minute 114.
Thank you.
Centani 4 plus 14. Is that right? 14? No, it's not right, but it's too easy.
You had it, but the emphasis was a little off. 14.
14. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
114.
14. Okay. Anyway, in 14, Tom Hagen intercepts Kay when she shows up at the Corleone. Kay shows up at the Corleone compound. She has a letter for Mikey, but Tom refuses to accept it because it means he implies that he knows the whereabouts of Mikey, but he will help her call a taxi cab. And there's a tiny little bit at the end of the minute about Connie and Carlo's apartment, but we'll save that for next week because it's literally just a second of their empty apartment.
Yeah. Tom
and Kay.
Wow, Tom and Kay back together again. Do we see him interact before the scene ever?
Just at the wedding when he meets when Kay introduces saying, "Oh, this is my it's Tom Hagen."
That's
He's
right.
like my father's.
Oh, that's right.
He helps out my father.
Yeah.
This.
And then Kay asks Michael, "Why does he have a different last name?"
Yeah, that's my family. That's not me.
Until you drink. Michael, why does he have a different last name? Oh, now who's being naive, Kay?
Apparently there was in the shooting script there was a little bit more to this encounter with Kay and Tom Hagen. Okay. Well, not specifically between Tom Hagen and Kay, but between Mama and Kay.
Really? There is a bit more. There's an extended scene in the book.
Oh, okay. So
go ahead, lay it on us.
So this is from the Godfather annotated screenplay. When Kay visits the Corleone Mall, she encounters a sympathetic Mama Corleone who accepts her letter. So she implies that she got hauled into court to show cause.
Yeah, that's right.
She tells Kay to give up hope. You listen to me. You go home to your family. You find a good young man and get married. Forget about Mikey. He's no good for you no more. She looks directly into Kay's eyes, and Kay understands what she means. The novel is okay. Then this bit about the novel, but I'm sure you'll take it over. You want to go ahead and take it over from there?
Sure, might as well now. Yeah, Puzo writes a bit about this after they drank their coffee. So Kay does go in that in the book. Kay does go into the house, meets with Hagen, and then on the way out,
plants the wire.
Mama is walking in, and so she starts. They start talking together against Hagen's wishes, but Mama scolds Hagen and says, "I want to talk with her. You leave us alone." And so he talks to her, or she talks to him.
Don't interfere. That's what she said.
Yeah, and she says, "Move on with your life. He will come back." And then Mama says, quote, or Puzo writes, after they drank their coffee, Mrs. Corleone took one of Kay's hands in her two brown ones. She said,
she took it in her two brown ones.
She said quietly, "Mikey no gonna write you. You no gonna hear from Mikey. He hide 2-3 years. Maybe more, maybe much more. You go home to your family and find a nice young fellow and get married." Kate took the letter out of her purse. Will you send this to him? And Mama does take it. And that's when Hagen starts.
I can no accept it. That would imply I know his whereabouts.
I too am licensed to carry this firearm, and if you take it from me, you will have to show cause in the morning.
He might not even be in the car, Kay.
Yeah, but you come back. Don't come back on Monday or Tuesday.
Whoa. Hold it.
Puzo writes, Hagen started to protest, and she screamed at him in Italian.
Oh.
Yeah. Mama, not Kay.
Oh, okay.
Then she led Kay to the door. There she kissed her on the cheek very quickly and said, "You forget about Mikey. He no the man for you anymore." By the way, I'm using this accent because Puzo wrote in the book that she has a very strong Italian accent, unlike in the movie.
Right.
There was a car waiting for Kay with two men up front. They drove all the way to the city. No one talked.
So they didn't even get her a cab. They literally escorted her all the way.
Yeah, they escorted her. She was trying to get used to the fact that the young man she had loved was a cold-blooded murderer, and that she had been told by the most unimpeachable source, her mother. His mother.
So you think Kay knows that he's the murderer?
In the book, she does.
How does she know?
I think because Mama was the one who said he was going to be gone 2 or 3 years.
But how would she know that had to do with, did she just say, well, I guess that it's a coincidence that he left right after Sollozzo was murdered?
Yeah, and by the way, this whole scene in the book takes place 3 days after the murder.
Oh, okay. Well,
in the movie, it's a whole year. We've already seen Mikey get married to Apollonia, but in the book, it's much pregnant sooner. Yeah. Let's see. Kay said similarly, "I came to ask about Mike. I haven't heard from him." Hagen says, "Don't know." Well, should we go back to the beginning of the scene now that I'm in the book?
Yeah, sure.
Because there's a little bit more from the book.
About isn't there something about that car, the wrecked car?
Not in the book. No, I don't see anything there. So it was 3 days later. She got out of the taxi in front of the Corleone Mall. She asked, "Hey, where's Michael?" And Hagen said smoothly, "We know he's all right, but we don't know where he is right now." When he heard about that captain being shot, he was afraid they'd accuse him. So he just decided to disappear, Kay. He told me he'd get in touch in a few months.
I like that he's like yelling to her from like up in a window or something.
I'm right here, Tom. Why are you yelling? Sorry, Kay. In law school, they taught us to speak this way because police captains would be more sympathetic.
It's not personal. I talk this way to everyone.
And then Sonny leans out the window and says, "Tom, this girl's taking it very personally." So this is what's interesting. And I'm trying to get to your question about how did she know? How did she know? Puzo wrote,
"It was Bazzini all along."
And then Hagen says, "No, don't you mean Mikey?" "No, Mikey's a good kid." So after Hagen says all of that to Kay, Puzo writes, the story was not only false, but meant to be seen through. He was giving her that much. So I think Hagen is suggesting it.
Suggesting that.
Getting Kay to read between the lines.
That he killed? That
maybe?
Mikey killed? Or that he doesn't know where he is?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I think that's the part.
He's implying that he does know where he is, but he can't tell him.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. And then she asked, "Did that captain really break his jaw, Tom?" "I'm afraid that's true, Kay." And it goes on. And then it's very similar to the book.
Well, let's see though. So how they handle it in the movie. Yeah. So he says, I can't accept the letter. That would be, showing cause. And I was like, when she says, "Oh, what happened to that car there?" And he's like, "There was an accident, but nobody was hurt." Like he says it in such a way like that he's almost like, I can't tell if Tom is bad acting or Robert Duvall is bad acting.
Yeah, I picked up on the same
He's like
thing.
almost like smirking when he says it.
Well, this is what I think happened.
Yeah.
Because I picked up on the same thing. He says it kind of smiling as if he's making a joke. Mm-hmm. But then the very next shot where Kay starts speaking about the letter, if you look closely at Hagen's expression, which is right after he delivered that line about the car, he does this, I don't know how to describe it, almost as if the joke fell flat and he regrets having said it. Oh, it's hilarious.
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, go back and watch it. It's great.
Yeah, to me, it looked almost like they were filming like the blocking rehearsal.
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna, okay, this is where I stand when I say, "Oh no, nobody got hurt." Like he's just saying it in a way that seems like it's a very odd reading.
Oh, it's great, yeah, because it's very out of character for Hagen to make that kind of. Not that he was joking. Well, I guess he was kind of joking, but to even joke about that because it's such serious business.
Well, it's not really like a joke. I mean, he's like,
he says it was an accident, but no one got hurt, and it's. Clearly, it wasn't just an accident.
Right, but...
With everything going on.
I guess so. To me, it seems more like a dodge than it does like a joke. Like, you just expect her to laugh. Like, oh my God, that's so... like...
Or maybe he's saying it for the benefit of the guards standing around. And that's why he smirks. Laugh. He doesn't laugh, but he's got that smile after he delivers that line.
I think one of them was like making faces behind Kay, and that's why he was all laughing, trying not to laugh.
I'm trying to make a joke, Kay. Someone really did get hurt, but I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, we don't see Tom cracking many jokes. Although I guess he does have a dry sense of like when he says, "Oh, I'm German Irish." Like that's a good, very dry sort of joke. So maybe he was cracking a joke when he said it was an accident. Nobody got hurt.
Maybe.
I also think it's been good bit of visual storytelling that the Kay is wearing all bright red and white, and she's like really pops out up against this like gray sort of overcast scene where everyone's kind of very muted colors.
Yeah, I was prepping this minute in my living room, and my wife walked by, and so she watched the minute, and I asked her a couple questions. I asked her, you just brought up Kay's outfit. I said, what do you think of Kay? And in particular in this minute. And this is what my wife said, quote, "If I allow you into the house, then it could be proved in a court of... No, that's a different quote. That was Hagen.
It's like, wow, she really gets...
That's another one of my jokes I'm about to say. No, my wife says, she looks good, classy, well put together, but more like a first lady than a mafia wife. I expect mafia guys to go for hotter chicks, not the smart, quirky Annie Hall looking ones."
Well, that's Mikey for you.
Yeah.
He's not your typical... This isn't your father's Godfather.
No, definitely not.
This ain't your father's Mustache Pete.
Yeah, it is very striking how red and bright it is.
Yeah, she's definitely very, like waspy looking as opposed to like what you think of as... I guess she's also not Italian. That's probably also because most of the time you see mob wives, they're Italian for that, starting with that at least.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's funny that Kay let her cab go. I guess she thought she'd be there a little while. But then she had to go into the house to call a cab again. I thought it'd be great if Hagen... Well, one, do you think that was a ploy? You think Kay wanted to try to get into she purposely let her cab go so she can get in the house to see if Mikey was there?
And plant the wire.
Well, plant the wire. You think she's a spy?
And totally. That's why Tom totally knows the deal. That's why he's like...
why would he let her into the house then?
Well, because then it would look suspicious, I guess, if he didn't. You notice he's like holding her elbow when he walks in because he wants to make sure he's with her all the time. Like if she's drinking her coffee, he's just standing there holding her elbow.
Kay, you can come into the house, but we were going to have to sweep you for bugs. or Hagen says, "Okay, if I allow you into the house, then it could be proved in a court of law that we have a telephone." It's all about what can be proved in a court of law.
Yeah, that's all. That's all
Just be patient, Kay. Another cab will be coming along in a few minutes. She has to wait out there.
like a bus stop.
Do you think if Kay had left the letter in the house, if she went in just to not only see that Mikey's there, but smuggle the letter into the house, that legally later it could be proved that Tom knew about Mikey's whereabouts?
Not Tom, Mama.
Oh, okay, because she's the one later who accepts the letter.
Like Tom would have to cut Mama loose and say like, Mrs. Corleone, what Mama Corleone does. I don't know what, that's her business. I have no knowledge of the whereabouts of Michael Aloysius Corleone.
I think you just named the episode, Alex.
What?
Tom cuts Mama loose. Sounds like a Dukes of Hazzard episode name.
So when the scene where Kay and Tom are talking to each other, Robert Duvall looks very short to me, or his head looks very big, and that makes people look short.
Oh, okay.
And plus I was like, well, and plus he's standing right. He's basically looks the same height as Diane Keaton, who was probably wearing heels too. But so I looked it up. Do you want to guess how tall Bobby Duvall is? I didn't write down. I should have looked up. You know what? I'll answer that one. Diane Keaton's height.
Okay. Well, so I want to go back a second. You said if someone's head is bigger than their body, it makes them look shorter?
Yeah.
Never thought of that.
Yeah, because kids have a bigger head in proportion to their body. So the bigger someone's head is, they're going to look more. They're going to look
so even
they're going to look more childlike.
And so just because they look childlike, it tricks your eye into thinking they're shorter?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I also think there's...
Yeah, because you're like 4'8", right?
Yeah, but my head is 3 feet across.
So you're really 8'7". Bobby Duvall's height, I'm going to say he does have a big head.
I also think
big head Hagen.
You know, they always say actors are shorter in real life. I guess they look so much smaller in real life. And I think it's because actors probably benefit from having a big head, because that's what you look at when you're watching an actor. Is like the bigger their head is, the more you can do it.
So you're suggesting that actors as a subgroup of the human population on average are shorter than non-actors?
I can't. This is purely anecdotal evidence, but that's what I'm.
Tom Cruise is really short, isn't he?
Right. Yeah.
It's like 3 feet tall.
And it makes sense because you also would want people, because of the way movies are framed, you'd want everyone basically to be the same height.
Yeah.
You don't want to have like a 6'8" leading man and a 5 foot tall leading lady, because they're awkward to film in a scene together.
Unless the really tall leading man has a huge head, because then he would appear short.
Yes, and if she had a tiny head, you could like
Does
one
it
of
work
those
the opposite?
mystery spots where she had like a tiny head and he had a big head. They would look like they were the same height.
This is like a sick Twilight Zone episode. Maybe we can spin that at some point. What would the Godfather have been like if it were a Twilight Zone episode?
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Can we mash the two themes? Anyway, to answer your question, Bobby D's height, I'm going to guess 5'10". 5'10".
5'9".
Oh, okay.
So weirdly maybe not coincidentally, because they're all, although they're not related to Hagen, Marlon Brando and James Caan also 5'9". So there you go. I would have assumed Brando was 6 feet.
Yeah, because he's got this tiny head. And you're going to look up Kay's height.
Diane Keaton's height is 5'7".
Okay.
So she's 2 inches shorter than Bobby D.
Okay.
So Brando, Caan, and Duvall 5'9". Pacino and Keaton 5'7".
Okay. Yeah, he does. Pacino does come across as shorter.
Yeah, he's famously short. In fact, I was surprised he was that tall. I would have thought he was shorter than
even
that.
Shorter than 5'7".
I guess I always heard he was like Tom Cruise-ish, kind of like.
Is Tom Cruise shorter than 5'7"?
I don't know. You asked, I'll answer.
We asked. Oh, you're gonna do it right now?
Yeah. So, do you want to guess how tall Fredo is?
Fredo or John Cazale?
He's a real method actor. He took 3 inches off his height to emphasize his.
Yeah, you can't get that back either. You can never lose your height.
So according to this, Tom Cruise is 5'7", according to the internet, with the same height as Al Pacino. I'm going to guess they're both shorter than that.
Really? You think they're lying about their height?
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
I bet they wear, pull out like shoes with heels and do all their leading ladies stand in trenches when they film a scene together.
You think I'm 5'7"? Zumba! What does he say? Zumba!
That's the Zaza! So for John Cazale,
I'm gonna say. I mean, he's thinner. He looks taller, but he's got a huge head.
he does have a huge head.
But he doesn't look short. He looks. I think
it's not like a 100% thing, but that's just like when you're drawing somebody like a taller person, you'll say, oh, they're 6 heads tall, and a shorter person will be 4 heads tall, not 4 heads tall. But you don't.
Fredo looks like a Lego character, doesn't he? Just kind of a round forehead head and a real beanpole body.
How tall? Yeah, how tall is he?
He is. I'm going to say 5'10".
5'11".
Okay,
so he's taller than the. I would never. You see, he's taller than Marlon Brando.
Yeah,
he was taller than Marlon Brando was.
And even though he was taller than Al Pacino, ironically, he was stepped over.
That's why. That's
how good Mikey is.
That's why Fredo was so angry. He's like, I'm your taller brother.
Not because he was older.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to inherit it all.
I'm tall, not like everyone says. Like I'm short.
It's just because of a big head I have. I was stepped over.
Fredo, reach that jar on the top shelf. Fredo, help me hang up this picture frame. Fredo, you don't have any room on the airplane.
That's how Mama delivered you, Fredo.
Oh,
that's not how I wanted to be delivered.
Yeah, the last comment I had was that I mentioned it before was the fact that Tom escorts her into the house by gently touching her elbow and gliding her in. And have you ever done that with someone, touch their elbow? And it seems like an old fashioned kind of thing to do.
I don't think
I've walked arm in arm with someone or held them up like if they were going to fall down, but just that kind of I'm putting my hand on you as you walk around thing.
I work in public education, and for many years I was a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
And so there were times when students had just been fighting or they were under the influence, and I felt like I needed to have a hand on them as I was escorting them to the office.
Okay. Because
for fear of either them running away or...
Yeah. Do you think Tom's motivations
I never grabbed anyone.
No, but do you think Tom's motivations are the same thing? Like, in case she makes a run for it.
Come on inside. You could drop the letter off inside, but I'm going to keep my hands on you.
They should have a Mikey mailbox there that just put all the cards and letters from the people who are looking for Mikey.
Oh my gosh, you know what? I think you just came up with a great idea.
What?
Mikey's mailbox.
Where people write in to give Mikey advice and ask for advice?
Yeah, or just express any thoughts while he's away. Mikey, you done good killing that Captain McCluskey.
Mikey. All right, so I guess if anyone wants to send something to Mikey's mailbox, send it to godfatherminute@gmail.com and we'll make sure that he gets it.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to make sure he gets it because we're going to give it to him when and if he comes back.
Yeah. Who knows? We don't know where he is. We don't know how long he's gone.
So it is, he does say we know he's safe. Mm-hmm. So wouldn't that seem to imply that there is at least some connection between the...
Yeah. It seemed like a prosecutor could use that in a court of law to indicate that they do know about his whereabouts, or at least that they're in communication with him.
Yeah, they know someone who knows his whereabouts.
But legally, let's just say you knew where a serial killer was.
Me? Why would you use that as the example?
Because he's sitting right across from me. It's you. It was you. What would you do if you found out I didn't exist and this whole thing is you're psycho and you're doing both voices right now?
Wow.
It's possible.
Wait, well, no, it's not possible.
Why not?
Well, so are you saying you don't exist at all? Like this whole time, my entire life, you've been a figment of mine. So is this where all the flashbacks are going to show? Like it was so obvious when I look back at it that no one ever spoke to you when I was around. I thought it was just because I was so cool.
It was just a dream. Just a train. Or maybe I died 8 years ago and you just couldn't handle it.
You were murdered by the mafia. That's why this podcast came out. This is like a M. Night Shyamalan movie all of a sudden.
Yeah.
The podcaster was a ghost the whole time.
I mean, a funnier version of... Basically, I'm a reflection of you. You see me as your brother, but I'm really just a reflection of you, but a funnier version.
You're as funny as I wish I was.
Yes.
God. Yeah. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
That's why I have a bigger head. Oh, no, wait, that would mean that I'm shorter than you. Or I appear shorter.
Yeah, you look shorter because you have a bigger head.
What were we just talking about?
You were talking about how you were going to rate this minute.
No, before we go there, about just a legal thing. Let's just say, how about this? Let's just say I am a serial killer.
Wait a minute.
Let's just say I'm a serial killer.
Just theoretically.
And everyone knows, but I'm on the run.
Okay.
And I'm in touch with you. I send you a text message here and there, but it's scrambled, so...
People can't trace it.
People can't trace it. And the police knew that you were in touch with me. Could they compel you to communicate with me? To use you as bait or some way to draw me back?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't
know if they could.
I don't see how they could. Like,
Unless
you're not forced to cooperate with the police. Like, although you could be like
hindering an investigation,
obstructing justice.
Yeah. I mean, if I were communicating, I guess it probably depends on what I'm communicating.
Yeah.
If I'm saying, the police are going to Houston next week, move on, then I could get into trouble.
Because you're aiding and abetting.
I'm the one on the run.
Then you're aiding and abetting.
We need to have an attorney.
Yeah, we need to.
Okay.
So,
what do you rate it?
So, what are you going to give this minute?
It's a good one. I like it. I love Hagen's response or his just mini joke. I got mine. Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. There's a little more than the 3. I really do like the interaction.
Yeah. I think we're just so happy to be out of Sicily that we're going to get 5 stars because there's the lines we can quote from.
Yeah. I almost went 4, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be in the notes for this minute, but I could have sworn there was a deleted scene explaining the exploded car. Or
I didn't see anything in the book, but the book jumps around quite a bit.
Right.
Maybe there was something in the during the war section. I don't recall reading it.
I thought it was going to be in the screenplay, but I don't see it here.
You and I joked about it, that it is from the future, and it's the car that Apollonia dies in.
That's right. That's what it is.
That's why because Kay is the alter ego of Apollonia. That's why she says, Tom, please, I've come on Monday, I've come on Tuesday.
I think that was them testing out different, they finally figured out how to blow up a car. They're like, perfect. Fabrizio,
yeah.
go back to Sicily. And I guess it is kind of foreshadowing of that. And Sonny
coming
too. He also
soon.
dies in an automobile.
Cars,
I think, are probably the least safe thing in The Godfather because so many murders happen in association with cars.
Well, we'll have to do a tally of all the people that die. We'll have to do a tally of Shire to see how everyone dies, and then we'll rank.
Or off the top of our heads, how many cars? Paulie?
Oh yeah, Paulie.
Carlo.
Santino. He technically gets out, but
Apollonia. There was
anyone else at the end.
None of the mobsters get killed in the car.
There's someone in a revolving door. There's someone on the steps of the bank.
Someone in the massage parlor.
Talia in bed.
Yeah.
Someone in an elevator. Santino never takes elevators. Cunho gets shot in an elevator by Clemenza with a shotgun.
Yeah.
That's your car. Cars are the Godfather death trap.
Yeah. And also the Don is shot by his car as well.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's why Tessio never uses a car.
He doesn't use a car?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
He walks everywhere.
That's gonna
Of course,
screw
they
up
gave
his
him the
arrangements.
furthest borough out, Brooklyn.
Well, through Long Island, it's actually closer.
That's true.
so.
Yeah, that's probably why they gave him the close borough. The Barney, I'm not using a car.
Because he was, so now in that one, he was supposed to get in the car and they told him to wait. Or was he supposed to go to a different car? What do they do? Do you remember?
Well, I think they were going to have him take a car, but then they stopped him. No, I'm sorry. They were going to have him take a car. And when he found that out, he said, that messes up all my plans, Barney.
All my arrangements.
All my arrangements, because he can't take a car.
Right.
And they knew that.
But wait, was he, in the movie, was he about to get into a car? Or did
I
he
think so.
get rerouted into a car?
Both. He was,
Which one?
well, he was supposed to get into a car,
Yeah.
but then Cheech comes up and says, no, you're going to go with whoever
so he does
instead.
get, okay, right.
So he gets
yeah.
rerouted
So he
to a different car.
He probably got killed in that car,
Yeah.
too. So.
That ruins all my arrangements, Barney. Barney?
All right, so I guess that'll wrap up minute
That's it.
one. That'll wrap up minuto numero centano
Cento.
quadrodici. Quattordici. Quattordici. There you
got
go.
it.
Can you edit that together so it's just all smooth coming out of my mouth in
Yeah.
one phrase? Okay,
We'll
good.
do-
Perfect.
yeah.
That was
It'll be
great.
like, quattordici.
It's like Max Headroom.
You know how you can remember it?
Yeah. How?
The blown up car does not have a door. Quattordici.
Quattordici. All right. That's it. I'll remember it now.
Okay. Stick around. We're going to have some great things to talk about.
I like that Twilight Zone idea.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave us a review on iTunes. Come visit us at Fredo Corleone's Mickey Mouse Nightclub on Facebook. We love everyone's posts. Mm-hmm. Increase the memes.
We want more memes.
More memes. We're going to draw chips so everyone can play on the house.
Oh, and also, how many minutes until Sonny gets killed? We must be getting really
We're
close.
getting really close. Santino gets killed in a minute and 119.
Well, when this is minute 114,
Cinque.
that's 10 minutes.
That's 5 minutes
5
left.
minutes.
Hey, before we sign off, I want to say that, what's the next countdown song? Our supporters voted, right? And they chose...
Well, we don't announce it until you play it, right? I thought that was the big surprise. I thought that we don't tell them until you start
so
playing.
it's not even up anymore?
No, the poll is still up. If people want to go look, they could probably figure
okay.
it out. But
All
I'm
right.
just saying that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, let's wait then.
Yeah.
I
So-
have been writing it over the period of 2 months, just in my head.
Nice.
I haven't sat down yet, but it's going great. It's
perfect.
I know every one of the songs I've done is the new one is always my new favorite one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
this one is going to be
it's a good attitude to
Yeah,
have.
I really.
How's your voice?
It's weak.
You know, why don't you get some rest? And until then, there will be no acts of vengeance.